So in this last video on management, we're going to talk about some management skills, the decision-making process, and some leadership styles. There's 5 key management skills, and they include technical skills, which are those skills you need to be able to do the job of the people you're supervising so you can help them do a better job at what they're doing. Interpersonal skills, this is about communicating effectively one-on-one or in small groups. And in interpersonal skills, it's not just you talking, but you listening as well. Communication skills, this is more about your oral and verbal skills, communicating with larger groups. So interpersonal is more one-on-one, small groups. Communication skill is writing something up that a large audience is going to read, or making a speech or a talk to a larger group. Analytical skills, these are the skills that you use to solve a problem. So with analytical skills, we need to be able to recognize that we have a problem or an opportunity. It doesn't always have to be a problem. Hey, I recognize that this could be something we could do effectively in our company. You need to be able to come up with possible solutions. So that might include brainstorming or talking to employees and soliciting their ideas, that kind of thing. And then you pick your best solution and implement that. And conceptual skills are the ability to see the big picture, to think abstractly, to see how the parts of the company interact and affect each other so that you can fix things or improve things. You need to be able to think and act strategically. So these are important skills for management as well. Now, what's interesting is as we talk about these management skills, I think that you're going to recognize that different levels of management use use a different set of skills. So if you're a first line manager and you're supervising the workers who are doing the work of the firm, then you need those technical skills. You need to know how to operate the machine that your employees are operating, or how to do that part of their job. Because otherwise you cannot recognize that they may be making a mistake or help them improve their technique, that kind of thing. Also, interpersonal skills are going to be very important, because typically a first line manager only has a few employees. So you need to be able to talk effectively, communicate effectively one-on-one or with a small group of employees. Now, to move up to the next level of management, though, the technical skills are going to become less important. And now you're going to start to use your analytical skills. It's going to be about more problem solving in middle management. So you're going to have a larger group of employees under you. You're going to have a group of first line managers and their employees. So you're going to have a larger group that you're supervising as a middle manager. More problems are going to come up because you've got more varied types of work being done. So analytical problem solving skills and communication to a larger group of people becomes more important. Now, that's not to say interpersonal is still not going to be important, because talking with your first line managers, you're going to use that interpersonal, but you're going to have more of a broader audience as you move up as well. So you can see, in order to move up, you've got to make sure that you're developing those analytical and communication skills. To get to top management, you really need to work on your conceptual skills, because you're going to be the one that's planning where your company is going. You're going to be creating the strategic plan. You're going to be looking at that vision and saying, how do we get there? And so conceptual skills become incredibly important as you move up the management ladder. And of course, communication skills and interpersonal skills will be important. But by the time you're in top management, you're not going to know how to run that machine that worker on the factory floor works, because you don't need to anymore. And that's what makes the show Undercover Boss so funny, if any of you have ever watched it, because you've got this CEO of this major corporation who, you know, can't change a tire at one of his stores, and that's what's funny. But he has no need to be able to change a tire. He can hire employees to do that. So this is why it's so difficult to move up in management, because while you're at your current level, like a first line manager, you're having to try to also work on developing those skills that can help you be a second line manager, that middle management. And while you're in middle management, you've got to work on developing the skills that get you to top management. And so this is why, you know, a lot of people don't achieve that top management, because those conceptual skills are very difficult to develop. All right, so the managerial decision-making process, this is kind of simple, it's kind of obvious, but as a manager, you need to be able to identify, we have a problem, you know, this isn't working as well as it should, or we have an opportunity. I think this is something our company could do and do well, and it would improve our profit centers. We need to generate ideas for solving the problem or taking advantage. So maybe we brainstorm. Again, we can talk to our employees. We take ideas from wherever we can get them for ways to solve our problem or take advantage of the opportunity. We select our best idea. We implement that idea, and then we check to see how well did that work. So kind of simple, basic process. But we can keep doing that over and over and over again. All right, the last topic for this chapter will be leadership styles. These are just a few. There's lots and lots of research that have been done on leadership styles, and I didn't go into a lot of detail. The book probably went into more than I did. But we have the autocratic leader. This is typically very task-oriented. All the decisions are made by the leader. They don't ask for employee input at all. They just say, this is how it's going to be done, and you do it my way. It works best if the job is fairly routine, like fast food. I mean, every McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese needs to be made exactly the same way. So an autocratic style of leadership to ensure that every single McDonald's hamburger is made correctly works in that kind of environment. It's no surprise that Donald Trump and Martha Stewart are kind of the most obvious autocratic leadership styles that we have out there. Participative leadership is more democratic, and so in this style, managers talk to employees. Hey, tell me what you think about such and such. So they're going to ask for their employees' opinions, and they may or may not include them in the decision-making process. So they're going to ask ideas and consider them, or they may even say, hey, help me make this decision. What do you think is best? So there's several different styles of participative leadership. I'm not going to go into the different ones, but the CEO of Starbucks is one that uses this style of leadership. Entrepreneurial or transformational leadership. These are charismatic, driven, excited, enthusiastic. They always have an idea in their head, and they're very vision oriented. They're aware that this may be the first time what they're doing has been done, and they are able to get their employees excited and on board just through pure charisma. So Steve Jobs at Apple and Jeff Bezos at Amazon our entrepreneurial or transformational leaderships. They definitely had that charisma, get their employees super excited and doing new, different things. Lastly, hands-off leadership. With this style of leadership, you tell people, here's where we need to go. Here's our goal. You figure out how to get us there. If you need advice, come to me, but you have all the knowledge. You know what we want to do, so you get us there. So this is going to be what you see in very creative fields. So like software writing. This is what we want the program to do. You write it and get it to do that. Or engineering, this is what the bridge needs to look like. You figure out how to make it safe and do what it needs to do and look like it needs to look. Design, marketing, this is what we want the product to be. You figure out what color it should be, how we should make it operate, what the directions are going to be, all of that. So these are where we let people do the job they're trained to do because they're better at it than we are. All right, and that is it for our management chapter. Hope y'all are all having a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon in the next video.